Alright, so this right here is my new shooting sight Tav-D trigger. And that right there is the stock one. Once again, here is the new aftermarket shooting sight Tav-D trigger. Now, before I get into the trigger, I actually wanted to talk to you about customer service. Believe it or not, I personally work in customer service. I work for Visa, and I have got to tell you, Shooting Sight has shown me some of the best customer service I have ever dealt with in my life. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the video here. First of all, when I ordered the trigger, like around 3 o'clock. No, actually it was 1 o'clock in the morning. After I ordered the trigger and I got my confirmation, I realized that none of the paperwork says how long it will take for the item to arrive. So being 1 o'clock in the morning and that I work nights and I'm an asshole from Miami and I really don't care about people's sleep, I decided to call the customer service number for Tav-D, for Shooting Sight, and see if anybody happens to pick up. Well, a gentleman picked up. He was nice enough to answer all of my questions, was not grumpy, was not grouchy, even though you can tell that I was, cutting into his sleep. Answered all my questions, told me it was going to be 2 to 3 business days, which is faster than I expected. I expected at least 3 to 5 business days, maybe, 7 to 10 business days. But he told me 2 to 3, and that was great. So Wednesday came along. I had a little bit of a day planned out with the boys from work to go shooting, and I woke up, went to the mailbox, and it wasn't there. So yeah, I woke up, I went to the mailbox, and the trigger wasn't there. So this is Wednesday. Thursday I had an event set up, so I called up the gentleman over there at Shooting Sight, and I told him, hey man, I had a day set up for tomorrow with the new trigger, and I was really hoping to get it by tomorrow. And he says, look man, I'm really behind on my orders, and I'm sorry about that, but what I will do for you is I'll go ahead and send it overnight. And I mean, I didn't even pressure the guy, I didn't scream at the guy. The guy I guess he just knows customer service. I mean, I guess that's all I can say. He sent it overnight to me. I mean, I woke up the next morning, checked in my mailbox, and there it is. Came in that envelope. The trigger itself came inside this little red pouch. And that's the story I gotta tell. I told the gentleman, that when I called in on Wednesday, I told him, hey, listen, I have a lot of friends that like to go shooting and stuff, so, send me some stickers your way. He hooked me up, and there's a Shooting Sight sticker there, and I got another one over here on my box, and I got a couple more inside my box actually to hand out to some of my friends. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to get into in reference to the story about my Shooting Sight Tav-D trigger, and we'll talk more about my trigger on my next video here. So I'm going to pause and figure out if I'm going to do another video or keep this one going for you. Alright, so screw it. I decided I'm just going to keep going with the same video. Might be a little longer than we thought, but you'll be fine. So once again, this is the stock trigger that comes with the Tavor, which it's not a bad trigger at all. Anybody who owns a Tavor will tell you it's a good trigger. The only problem with it is it's about 11 to 15 pound trigger, and who the hell wants an 11 to 15 pound trigger? I mean, I'm not out, fighting soldiers and shit like that. I'm just shooting at the range and having a good time, and hopefully do a little hunting and shit like that. But this is the stock trigger, and this one here is the Shooting Sight Tav-D trigger. You can see they're pretty damn identical. The Tav-D also has aluminum housing. This is the inside of it here. The camera light is catching a little bit. See if we can catch the inside. And this is polymer. Now, I went to the range with the boys on Thursday. We tested out the Tavor with the stock trigger, ran a couple rounds through. Each one of us tested out the Tavor with the shooting sight Tav-D, ran a couple rounds through. And I got to tell you, every single one of us were impressed. This went from 11 to 15 pounds to about 4 to 5 pounds. I think it's marking like 4.75, something like that. I don't have nothing to measure the trigger with. So I'm going off of strictly what the other videos I've seen are showing in reference to, you know, how many pounds it is. But I can definitely tell the difference right away as soon as I pulled that trigger. I mean, it is silky smooth. It feels so good. I'm completely in love with my Tavor again because of Shooting Sight's Tav-D trigger. So any one of you guys who are thinking about picking it up, I know the Tavor is an expensive weapon. You already spent about $1,800 for it, but I'm telling you, man, that extra $350 or $310, actually you can get it in polymer for about $310, and it cost me $340 with stainless steel. You can get it in polymer. I've heard good things about it in polymer, so don't be afraid to get it in polymer. I decided, fuck it, I'll spend the extra $30 and get it in stainless steel. But if you are thinking about it and you think, man, it's a lot of money, go for it, man. It completely changes the Tavor. You're going to fall in love with the weapon again. You're going to want to go shooting it again. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Yes, it's a little bit of money, but go for it, man. You're going to love it. Alright, so I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll get back to you guys at a later date where I can do more, you know, pulling the trigger and showing you things. I got to get to work, but I wanted to make sure to make this video because the guys at Shooting Sight really took care of me, and I'm super happy with their customer service. I can only hope that I end up going to work today and providing that kind of customer service, but then again, I doubt it because I'm not Shooting Sight, man. I mean, I got to say, these guys... terrific work, great trigger, awesome customer service. I mean, good job, guys. Thumbs up for Shooting Sight and the Tav-D trigger. Alright, later, guys.